Hello, friends. Welcome to UK Dreamers. Welcome to this session where we'll be talking about MTI Pediatrics with Dr. Wakar. And Dr. Wakar is going to tell us all the pearls of wisdom, his secrets, his journey basically, that he came from Pakistan and now, did his MTI and, how did it all happen. So, without further ado, I welcome Dr. Wakar Ibrahim to the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Sharma, for giving me this opportunity to speak about MTIs in pediatrics in UK. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So, heartiest congratulations, bro. You did something which most of the people are not aware of.
Yes, yes, that's so true. And most of the people are looking for these opportunities nowadays, and it's very difficult to get into the MTI's role. So you are helping lots of people to get there, to get to their dreams. You are a blessing for them.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Vakar. So, Vakar, bro, let's go straight away. Kindly introduce yourself first, and then we'll take it from there.
So, Dr. Sharma, I am Dr Ibrahim. So, I did my graduation from Pakistan, and after doing my graduation, I did my post graduation training and post graduation qualification from Pakistan. So, I spent almost 5 to 6 years back home doing pediatrics and clearing all the exams. After clearing my exams, I was working in A&E departments, different A&E departments of Pakistan. Then I came to know about different opportunities which we can avail where, if you are from developing countries, to get access or get some kind of training in UK. So that's a bit of background about me. So I did my post graduation exam in 2019, and I after that I spent almost 2 years working in different pediatric A&Es in Pakistan.
Okay. So what was the temptation that that led you to come to the UK?
So definitely to experience uh, and to see how developed countries are coping different pediatric problems here in UK. uh, and definitely as a part of a country which is developing and resource limited country, so you always want to experience something new. So that was the main point of searching and looking for opportunities in UK to gain more experience, to get new advanced treatment opportunities, and learn more about pediatrics from these UK trained people. So that was the main reason for MTI.
So how did you come to know about is there that there's a scheme called MTI? Like, where did you find more about MTI then?
So as I developed my interest in UK, and then I speak to my different colleagues who are working in UK, and then I came to know there are different routes. That it's all about getting a GMC registration. That's the main hurdle, or that's the main thing to get into the system. And if you are an experienced person from outside UK and you have a post graduation qualification, then you are eligible for MTI. So that's something new. That was something new for me, and that is something still new for most of the people uh, who want to join UK, but they don't know that they have that particular post graduation qualification. They just need certain English exams, either IELTS or OET, to get into a UK system and gain some experience from that. So, so once I get to know that, then I start searching for MTI posts. Yes, it was a very difficult time. Reason being, once you make a plan to move to UK to gain more experience, it takes like more than 6 to 12 months to finally to reach your destination. So uh, I know it's a very difficult decision to take, but it's definitely worth it.
So, like as you stated, it takes a lot of time. Most of the colleagues, I think, when they start the applications, they're very enthusiastic. And by the time, the things are moving slow, they would gradually step back and you would say, boss, this is not working. Let
Not
me
worth.
try something else. So what persuaded you? That the reason I'm asking is, many colleagues, as I said, they would take a step back. So we want to motivate guys and girls who are actually thinking of this, so that what was your persuasion basically?
Once you make a mind of looking for career opportunities in UK, the biggest hurdle is people are always confused whether they are eligible for MTI or not. What are the possible opportunities? As me, and I have different colleagues even from different parts of the country like India, Nigeria. So everyone has applied for MTIs, and most of them got that opportunity. But the most important thing is you have to keep looking for these jobs. I know these jobs are quite less, but you have to search for it and just continue applying. The other thing, that's most important thing, is the college is very supportive. If you email them with your queries, just say for example, when I start searching for MTI posts in my country, most of the people come via college in one of the colleges in our country. So I started applying via that route as well. I started applying via RCPCH. Initially, when I applied for my first job, the consultant asked me, "Are you eligible for RCPCH MTI codes?" And then he gave me that email ID. It's a very common ID. You can go and search it on RCPCH. Then I emailed them that this is my post graduation background. I have done this qualification. Am I eligible for MTI post? Once they gave me the green signal that yes, you are eligible, and once you have that OET exam, then you start applying for different posts as soon as they turns up. So it took me almost a year and a half, and then luckily I applied for almost three posts, and then I got selected for two. And on the first one, I was not successful, although I get to do interview, but luckily or unfortunately, I was not selected. Then on the second one, I got the selection, and now I'm working here in one of the biggest trusts of Manchester.
So I would like to ask you, see, many of my colleagues who ask me the question like, how do I find the jobs? Because if you go to the website of RCPCH, they would be posting few posts for the
Yes.
MTI, but it would be a single or, 1 to 2 posts, and that to the frequency is not that great. So how do we find the post basically?
So that's a very good and a difficult question. So there are some colleges in different countries who help their postgraduate uh, they help their postgraduate trainees to get into the UK for training. So either you can try that. That's every country has a different college. On the other way, you can search it on RCPCH website. Everyone knows that. And other options are track job and NHS job. So these are those posts which are already MTI approved, which means if there is something comes up on those website, they are already checked, approved for an MTI person or MTI job. For those who don't have GMC, RCPCH is very supportive. Even it's clearly mentioned on their websites. If you apply for a job and they select you, even after the selection, we can share a job description and other stuff with them. They can go through, and they can request some kind of changes. The aim is to make sure that the person who is coming for MTI post is learning and getting a decent exposure in terms of academics, in terms of training as well. So even even if you find a job or a reference in a trust, and they think you got sufficient experience and qualification as per their requirement, and if they agree to offer you the job, you can discuss with the college that I have been offered this kind of a job. Can I get this thing approved for MTI? So they are very supportive. So I know these posts are very limited, and definitely there are lots of postgraduate people all around the world who are looking for these MTI. The competition is very high, but definitely they will look on your CV. They will see if you got some kind of qualifications as per their requirement, like you have a clinical audit, you have done some kind of clinical and non-clinical things, and they have a certain criteria. So chances are low, but there is still a hope. So you can search these jobs on those platforms, or the other option is, if you think uh, the trust can offer you a job, and you can discuss with the college, and they can see if that job or offer got some kind of training element in it, and then they can consider offering a sponsorship.
So basically, like most of the Royal Colleges, what they do is like you search a post, you get the interviews, and what they can do is back you up with the sponsorship for the GMC. So that's, I think the same goes with the Royal College of
Yes,
Pediatrics as well.
yes,
So
yes,
guys and girls, those who are skeptical that there are very very limited posts on the RCPCH website. Yes, the posts that you see on the website are done MTI posts. So if you get through MTIs, straight away for you. But if you not, look for clinical fellow posts, look for senior clinical fellow posts. Try to get at least a part of MRCPCH exam, and that will definitely give you a big boost.
yes.
All right, Vakar, let's move ahead now. Tell me, like, how was your experience, coming on EMTI? Because there are lots and lots of myth and misconceptions that it's just a service grade post. So all you do is just work, go home. There is no teaching. There is no sort of development. What would you say about that?
So thanks for asking that, Dr. Sharma. So actually, to be very honest, I feel myself very lucky that I came to UK via an MTI post, rather than coming directly to a different kind of a job. So in if you are hired as an MTI doctor, there is there is a clear cut guideline that initially, for the few months, you will be working at a junior level as an SHO. You are very well supported, covered. They give you decent time to adjust to UK. Reason being, once you come to UK, everything is different. You have to speak in English. You have to look after your accommodation. You have to look after your food. You have to look after the weather. So it's a cultural, it's environmental, it's everything is different. So the best thing about MTI is they know that you are an international graduate, so they give you few months to settle down in UK, and they take you as a junior doctor initially, and they pay you as a registrar, a middle grade. So don't worry about that. And once you get through to initial 4 to 6 months, and you prove them that you can do certain stuff, like you got a clinical knowledge which is sufficient for you to work as a middle grade. So middle grade, as you know, it's a quite responsible uh, role in any hospital.
Yeah. So,
And
tell us a little more about your job roles and responsibilities. Like, what like I understand while you were back at home, it was a different sort of, ball game. Here, the patient diseases are different, expectations are different. Language, as you said, man, we all speak English, but here the English is different.
Yes.
So how did you cope with it? Like that's what I wanted to ask, basically.
So initially, when I started my job, to be very honest, speaking in English for a longer period of time is very difficult. Then I speak to one of my consultant. He gave me the feedback. So to speak slow, don't rush into the things, don't rush towards things, keep things slow. So things will happen with the passage of time, and everything, like every spectrum is different. The disease spectrum is different, people's expectations is different. And in pediatrics, most of the pediatricians know this fact, that in pediatrics you're treating the child, but the most important thing, you're treating the parents as well. So here communication with the parents and keeping them updated is very important. You cannot ignore that fact. On the other hand, working with your colleague nurses and keeping them in loop, is another important fact that we as the international graduates always ignores back home. So these are the different things which you learn with the passage of time. But the important thing is you have to keep your mind open. You have to accept the realities that you are here to learn these things. Otherwise, working here gets something very difficult, and most of the people who regret are the people who face difficulties in first 6 months. So most important thing is keep the patience, continue your hard work, take your time, speak to, ask for help, and in most of the hospital you are very well supported and covered as an MTI doctor. So that's a bit of tricks to cope up the stress and your first hand experience in NHS.
So, guys and girls, as I said, if you have further doubts regarding how to, the eligibility criteria and everything, I've already made a video about MTI Pediatrics. It was posted about a year ago. I'll give you the link in the description above. So you can have a look and, go through what Dr. Ibrahim is, spilling the beans here. So, Dr. Ibrahim, let's go. Okay, you've coped up, you have started getting into and everything. What would you still say? As you were saying that it's well supported. Like, can you describe a little how is the like MTI post supported? What's the support here basically?
So so as in my case, when I started my job, I have been I got a clinical supervisor as well as academic supervisor. So you have a designated person whom you can speak, you can ask for help from him. So there is a person who is assigned to you as any other UK doctor. So you have a separate person who is assigned to you to look after you and to help you in hospital as well as outside the hospital. Like in my case, when I got this job, it took a long time, like at least 4 to 6 months. So my MTI lead was continuously in touch with me over phone or email. So I was asking so many silly questions. Like every person has silly questions. Like once you are back home, you are thinking of accommodation, you are thinking of how much costly it will be, where I'm going to live, at what day will be the start day. Even if you see a start day in 2 weeks, you get anxious. Oh, I won't be able to make it. So, so it's very well supported. To be very honest, reason being, as an MTI, they know that you don't have any experience of NHS. So first, they give you your supervisor. You can have your chat with your supervisor. Other thing, they keep you as a junior doctor initially. so you have the opportunity to make mistake and learn from your mistakes. Once you get through certain competencies, so in my trust they have given me some competencies to get through before moving into the middle grade role. So which were like, am I able to take the history properly? Am I able to see and make the diagnosis properly? Am I able to cannulate the child? Am I able to do lumbar punctures? Am I able to do intubations? Am I able to do UVCs? So these were the certain checklists which they have, and then they make sure that I do some kind of resuscitation courses like NLS, APLS. So they gave, like, as an MTI, they gave me like at least 6 months to get through these things, and then after having a discussion with my supervisor, it was mutually agreed to move on to the middle grade rota initially as a supernumerary, which means like I was a registrar, but there was an separate registrar with me always. Once I get through to those few weeks, and then luckily, thanks to God, that I'm working as a independent middle grade now.
So that's what we want to emphasize here, guys. It's a ladder pattern basically. You've done your checklist, you move ahead, and progress in your career. And yes, it is a service provision, guys. Don't expect that you would be served everything with a spoon in your mouth. It is a
Yeah.
service provision. You have to work your way. Build your repo and go ahead as Dr. Ibrahim has done. All right, Dr. Ibrahim. So, what would your pearls of wisdom, as I always ask all our guests, what are your pearls of wisdom for guys and girls who are planning, who are thinking, somewhere to come to the UK, thinking about the MTI? How would you encourage them?
So first and the most important thing is just email the queries to college. Don't make up things in your mind. If you have any query, contact them. They are very helpful, very supportive. The other thing is try to keep in touch with clinical practice. That's the main and basic requirement. If you have a post graduation qualification, which is from any developing country, and minimum training requirement is 3 years. So you are kind of eligible for MTI post. The most important thing, please make sure you don't have any clinical gaps in last minimum 3 years. So keep in touch with clinical practice, and start looking for jobs. I know there are few MTI posts, but there are. I'm here, like most of my colleagues and friends are here. So there are some posts. So you have to apply again and again, and eventually luck will happen with you as well.
So it's the persuasion basically to not
Yes.
to give up basically,
Yes.
that most of our colleagues do give up thinking it's not happening and all and all. All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Ibrahim. So, guys and girls, if you've got any other questions regarding MTI Pediatrics, please drop a comment below. You can email in the email address, or just go and drop a message on the website, and I will try to answer them after I discuss with Dr. Ibrahim. And
Thank you so
if
much.
you're from India, you're from Pakistan, you're from Nigeria, you're from any part of the developing countries,
Yes.
guys, yes, MTI is there. It's there for you, but only if you fulfill the criteria. Yeah. And only if you are persuasive enough and determined enough, as Dr. Ibrahim was, and yes, you can be here.
Yes. Yes. Thank you, Dr. Sharma. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ibrahim. Take care. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Bye
Take care.
bye.
Take care. Bye.